Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation. That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.
Good evening. It's a late one. I've been working all day and got back late. Start early, get back late. And still got enough energy to do a bit of work on the project. Welcome in, Chris Anderson, K9 Echo November Delta. How are you doing? Oh yeah, so your radio's in your truck. Yeah, I always look for another one. You know, I try and find a cheap one as well. I don't know why. It's crazy. Yeah. Question for those of us in the USA: Will this translate to the? Will it translate to the FT891 rather than? Yeah, the 891S is just a play on words. It's S for software, you know. FT891 software. So you could use many different software, but this one, most of them have got multiple radios in mind. This one's just got, well, even I say that, but it's got an FT710 styling. So, and I've got an FT710 and it probably will work with an FT710, but I don't really need it to work with the FT710. So the S is as far as I know there is no version S, but this one is just to denote that it's the software, the accompanying software that should have been made by Yaesu, really. But, you know, they'd rather make radios, which you can understand. Maybe they have got an internal test system that does it. But they should work with multiple radios. Same cat command. The cat commands are based on similar... Well, we've compared the 710 and the 891. It seems to work. It seems to have compatible cat commands, so maybe there's more radios that do it as well. When I'm looking at it, I've got the feeling they've designed this, probably first idea was to design it for testing their radios. They could basically, instead of having a user switching them and trying all the different things, they could basically write themselves a little algorithm that checks the radio out and puts it through its paces, basically burns it in. So they change frequency, they do all sorts of, and they can use it to work out whether the radio is passed or not, you know, passed the test. So I think that's probably what they made the cat commands for originally. They probably weren't well documented, it's just internal stuff, but then they thought, well, let's just release it. I don't know if that's true or not, but anyway. I got an FTX10, an FTX1 and an FT991A. I really can't justify a second 891. Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I bought mine second hand, a used one, on purpose. In the UK I could get one from Martin Lynch, £649, and probably free delivery. If you ring them up, then they give you free delivery, you know. Then you get about £8 or £9 back for the next thing you buy off them as a token. You don't get it back, but you get it off the next thing. And then I had a look around. I thought, well, I'm only going to take it portable, probably, I thought at first. I probably thought I wasn't going to use it in the shack, just go portable, and I was too scared to take my brand new 710 out, and didn't want to scratch it or knock it about, so I thought, well, I'll get this and I'll make a cage for it. Make a cage, and then I'll take it out and try and protect it a bit. And if it's got a couple of scratches or marks because it's used, I'm not that fussed. So I got it for, I think it was £450 in the end. So 450, 649. That's £200 saving, and £199 saving. There's no warranty, so yeah, but they're so reliable. I don't know, as long as you don't burn them out. Yeah, you probably FTX10 would work to a certain extent. There is a guy in New Zealand, Chris Day, NZ, is that New Zealand, who makes meters and knobs with that. Use cat control, they work on multiple radios. Yeah, I think I know which one you mean. Well, there's one, Cat Touch, was it? Cat Touch is one of them. I don't know if that's got the knob. That's more of a touch screen, isn't it? I got a Lab 599 TX 500 MP and my FT891 for portable. Yeah, you got a lot of radios. I've got just the 3. I say that, but I've got some old ones. I've got how many have I got? I've got 3 others. They're just old radios, VHF, UHF, and they don't support the new tone frequencies and things like that. Specifically got the 8 on, especially for the truck for HF. Yeah, Cat Touch. Yeah, I can do stuff like that, Cat Touch, but this one, I'm going to be, you're going to take a laptop so you can QRZ it. So Cat Touch and Cat Knob X, right? Okay. There's so much stuff out there, you know what I mean? Just doing the live stream, people have come up and they've said, oh, so and so does the software, and actual people have come on the channel who wrote their own software as well. So, and I said, when I finish this, I'll go through. When I finish this, I'll go through and put some software on. Because at first, I'm new back to the hobby, although I never really went away. There was a gap where nothing happened with it for a while, and then I come back and it's all digital. So, but I did some digital stuff back in the day with packet AX25 protocols, switching Bacon board, if you know what they are. We used to get an old military packet system, radio system that send data. Got a 1200 baud modem in it, so we take out the chip and we build it into our own little radio PCB that simply keyed the microphone, basically keyed it up for you. I got the desk version for my FT8, so I can monitor all the meters at once, the knobs for adjusting things, so I don't have to dig into menu. Also got the Cat Touch. Yeah, that's like most things that you can. There was a transition between the hobby, like sometimes they got loads of buttons on the desk and you want to turn buttons and switch buttons on and all this stuff, but then you've got to let go and go to your computer to do the login and whatever. So anyway, I'm going to use it and do the login from it and run a little bit of a contest, something like a QSO, whatever it is, pile up, something like that, and see. So basically, I know there's loads of stuff that does it, but imagine if everything's automated here and I just put the call sign in, like 5959 log, click, bang, it's gone. You know, and it'd be nice if it brought up, as soon as you put the call sign, it opened up their web page, QRZ page, and just give you some stats like you spoke to him 6 times and whatever, this kind of stuff. Everyone's doing it. They're all doing it now. Everyone's doing it. But it doesn't matter because I'm putting it into this. I mainly run FT8 on my DX10, so grid tracker is what I use for logging. Yeah. Yeah, because I have not investigated, because up until about 5-6 weeks ago I knew nothing about cat control. Right? Controlling the radio. I didn't know nothing about digital modes or nothing. And I kept away from it. But I bought radios that were capable of doing digital, because I knew I'd probably get into the digital at a later stage. Imagine, you know, ham returning ham. I started back in 1988, 94, 98, 88 to 94. Then I used to go on it on and off over the years. Sometimes it would get packed up, put away, pulled out again a few years later, this kind of stuff. All for, you know, going over all the time. Anyway, so I pulled it out last time, just about 2.5 years ago, and I found that my radio, VHF UHF, couldn't even open the local repeater anymore. The tone burst was no good anymore. It needed to be a CT CSS tone burst and all this kind of. So that threw me out. So I had to get. Well, I haven't even got rid of them. I've still got them. They're only about 40 watt VHF UHF radios. So I've got. Don't know what to do with them. Don't know. Anyway, I thought, well, let's just buy some more stuff. So I bought an FTX. The first one I bought an FT710. Then I bought just a cheap £100 starter VHF UHF radio just to get on the repeaters. That had its problems with the microphone. So then I've upgraded to an FTM 510D. And then that one doesn't get much use. It's here in here. None of them go portable yet. And then I've just been and bought this FT891, a used one. Didn't even come with a bracket, so the first job I had to do was design a 3D printed bracket. Then I built a cage for it, a 3D printed cage. Anyway, and that's it. And I've got a couple of antennas. I've got one in the room now, it's all in bits. A Hustler 5BTV. That had a few problems. I built a radial plate for the first one I had. I got rid of that one. Somebody bought that off me, and someone was selling one cheap, so I went and bought another one. But I had a hell of a game trying to tune it, really, and I just got fed up of it. So I just bought a fiberglass HF360 something or other, whatever they are. A fiberglass HF, which is just sat about 6 foot up in the garden. No radials, just that's it. It's got 10 windings on it, coil of a coax one end and one in the shack, and it's got an earth spike, so I don't know. Anyway, it gets me going a little bit. Yeah, but I got yet to get into the radio stuff, digital stuff, FT8 and all that. I wouldn't mind. I used to do some slow scan television back in the day. Make your own little board and like I don't know how they do it. Just used to work. But it's moved on a bit since then, you know. What's going on here? Why can't I get this guy on frequency? Is he sat between channels? Yeah, he's sat. Where's he sat? What's he on? He's on a weird frequency. All my It'd be nice to have an all-in-one app. Oh right, yeah, that does everything. All the radios. All mine are capable. Did that on purpose. Oh yeah. Bob, grocery order is here. Need to get them out of the heat. Okay, I'm back. Heat index of 115 Fahrenheit here, so can't have the grub outside for long. No. So I take it your background is software engineering. Oh, I do. I've always done 50% electronics and 50% programming. But my day job is installing access control and automation systems for industrial doors, gates, barriers, blockers, and safety systems, walkway systems, programming smart relays. But I also do health and safety as well, and I go out and assist engineers to get their job installations finished, and end up doing IP, phones, intercoms, all sorts of stuff we get into. Traffic lights, forklift truck, walkways, pedestrian, God knows, loads of stuff. But all I want to do for years is to quit the day job. Yeah, and just do my own stuff. Yeah, just do my own stuff. I got plenty of projects. I've even got I work full time. I got my own business which doesn't earn any money. I set it up in 2019. It doesn't earn any money. It's a bit of a backup plan, but it's very difficult to make a product, design it, and make people interested enough to buy it. They just buy off who they've always bought off. You buy anyone new, if they buy one off you, it's someone they know and they're just doing you a favour or what. I don't know. So marketing's not a good thing, and you can't penetrate the marketplace easy. Anyway, you should go and get your groceries in. Okay, got you. I do IT, security, very little coding. On my end, I consider myself a script kitty lol. That's alright. Mostly Python and PowerShell here, a little bash. Okay, yeah, that's it. Set a bit of Linux, yeah. I started programming the Z80 machine code, but it was using an assembler, disassembler, and monitor. And all I was trying to do was get my taped-based games, cassette tape games, onto disc. And that was a little feat in itself. It's basically, when the tape plays, if you're in a tape mode, it initializes a tape ROM section. And if you want to go onto disk, you have to transfer it over to the disk ROM for loading. So I put my tape onto disk, then I'd run it, and it'd run the loader, and after the first section it would then engage the tape drive. So that's not what you want if the rest of the program's on disk. So what I did is I disassembled the loader and made it initialize the disk ROM instead of going back to the coded in tape ROM. And I was able to get the game to load from disk, instead of looking for the tape again. So that's just out of necessity, really, isn't it? My team manages all the NIC servers for the company I work for. So X-Rail and some Azure, AWS, Amazon Web Service, yeah. Yeah, I don't do anything that costs money. Anything that costs money, any service, I don't sign up to, because I had a bad experience back in the day. So I bought, from my old vintage computer, I used to do MIDI music, and I wanted to get this MIDI music software, Music X it was, for an Amiga, and it was like 250 quid. Anyway, it's a lot expensive, so I bought it, and the magazine said we're going to carry on supporting it, no problem. So I thought, okay, I bought it, and about a month later they said we've discontinued it. So there's no more updates, so I ended up with a dead-end product that I'd already spent my money on. So I'm very reticent to spend money on something that could be a dead end. Question: are you coding this in C# with a security vulnerable with C star? Right, it's coding in C#, Visual Studio, Microsoft C#, and it's using their presentation foundation, Windows Presentation Foundation. So it's got built-in ability for graphics and all sorts of nice looking stuff, shading, opacities, and you can do animations and storyboards and all sorts of stuff. So you can make the UI as best as you want it. Like, you know, if I click the QRZ and it pops this down, you can have it sort of ease in and ease out. You can have it sort of pop in, it'll go whoop, and then disappear. C star meaning every C language is vulnerable. Don't know. Yeah, vulnerable languages. The problem with language, there's so many different languages, and it's like anything these days. You can go one extreme to the other, as far as I see, but if it's an online tool, you could encrypt it, do different things. I make a web interface on an ESP32. I make my own web interface, and that as a password, and then you can, because it's a microcontroller, it's not as easy as just a normal web page to add encryption, you know, security things. It's not as easy as it sounds. You can do it, but it's not easy. So I just put password protection on it, basically, on the one I do. But I've not sold it. It's just I made it into a product, but nobody buys it anyway. But and in the industry, they've got the funds and the research and development to spend a lot of time doing it, basically. A lot of time. So it's a big problem these days, I'll tell you that. Just wondering if you're sticking yourself to constant security updates once you get it where you want. No, I'm gonna. Looks like it's finished, Dave. Hi Andy, how you doing? Yeah, okay, mate. It's a late one for me today. I'm not going to be doing. When I finish this, Chris, I'll open the source code up to public for GitHub under GPL3, so anyone can look at the code and scrutinise it, and it'll be up to someone else to put the security in if anyone wants to fork it or add security and then push it back to the original. But all this is, it's a tool you run on your desktop. It doesn't, at the minute, it doesn't connect to the internet. It connects through your USB port and that's it. It's just like running a notepad or something else. It's not it's not an online thing at the minute. Now, if you wanted to remote control your computer, like can't remember his name now. Was it Rob? Comes on the other day. He's on about remote controlling his computers and running it on like a desktop next to the radio, and then remote controlling his computer. But I'm not sure what he was going to do with it. So that would be security to remote control your desktop by others. If it's logging connect to the net, yeah. You're right, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. Well, what the login will do is it will connect to whatever protocol need to be done with SSL certificates, security certificates. You'll have to do that, although it won't even let you connect to their database, I wouldn't have thought. So all that stuff will be built into the software just for linking. It's literally link up, send the log and disconnect. So every time you do a log, it connect and disconnect, connect and disconnect. So that's basically what it'll do. We've yet to see. Watch this space, and we'll see where we get with it. And if you can remote into the software over the net to control the radio, yeah, that was the way I see it. You've got to have some infrastructure in place. It's like designing a circuit board, and I've done it myself. Design a circuit board. Well, here's a circuit board I designed. Have a look. Oh. So design a circuit board, right? You make it into a product, right? And then once it's in a product, right? There's one. Where's it gone? It's right here. There's one of my 3D printed case with one of my circuit boards in. You try and make it into a product, so, and then you got so you make it into a product, but then you've got to sell it, and you've got to say to yourself, you're supposed to have a CE, a Declaration of Conformity, right? Communion of Europe conformity to sell it, or a UK CA mark these days. So you can either send it off to get it certified, or you can self-certify it. Now, the regulations for it is it's got to be anything over 75 volts or 50 volts DC or AC. I can't remember which one it is now. So if you're running it off 12 volt, you're not selling them a power supply. There's no mandate for you to. There's no mandate to say that you've got to have a CE mark on it. It's low voltage. If it's Wi-Fi, you'll have to have an FCC thing on it for an ESP32. It's already set. You buy a module, it's certified. It's the old idea of buying a module. Tandy. Oh, this thing. It's an Amiga computer. There's another one there, another one in there, and there's Amiga 2000 here. There's Amiga 2000 mainboard in a polycarbonate case I made. Monitor, and there's an Amiga 600 in an Amiga T6 SA Special Edition, made, custom built one. You can't see it very easy in there. And I've got too many everywhere, basically. Got loads of them. I knew it was one of them, yeah. Yeah, because that's another thing. I want to do electronics, I want to do vintage computers, I want to design stuff. And so it's all interesting. Ham radio as well. It's all interesting stuff. Yeah, it's more of a hoarding. I've got clear tubs full of computers, IKEA tubs, and they're stacked to the wall. Basically, Basic was my first language. Yeah, it must have been I think it was everyone's first language, Basic, apart from the people who made the Basic in the first place. Yeah. Yeah, so I was just going back to the circuit board. People say, oh, you shouldn't design your own circuit board. You'll have to get it CE marked. It'll cost a fortune. You'll have to get it tested and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, you might have to get it tested, but you've got to have something to test. So you have to make it. Chicken and egg again, egg and chicken. So we make the radio software front end, and then as you add stuff into it, you have a look at what the best practice is for safeguarding it, and you try and put it in. There's libraries stuff you can put in. But for a tool, this is the way it goes back to no good deed goes unpunished. So I'm just making it for me, and I'm putting the code out there so anyone can do what they want with it, or you know what I mean. The code is there as a public, so people can look at the code. If you use proprietary code, you don't know, it's all locked up. You can't get to see the code. You don't know, when you click it, you run it, you don't know what it's doing. But when you've got open source software, if you care to, you can read through it. You can go through the code and get people to scrutinize it and say, oh, this is malicious or this is not malicious. You know, it's all I can do to say, have a look for yourself, or get someone, you know. But it doesn't matter anyway. There's so much software out there. The chances are nobody will ever use it anyway. So, but like I say, I'm going to make it for me, and once I've finished getting it working, I need to move on to other projects. So we'll do little bits on it here and there, but it won't be getting. It's not going to be nothing like no Station Master where we're constantly working on it and adding features. I haven't got the time, and I don't want to reinvent the wheel. This is just for this radio, because the 891 was a little bit fiddly for me, going from an FT710 to that. It was a little bit fiddly. So I just tried to make the software so it makes it less fiddly, and I wanted to do something with cat control. So yeah, designing it owning's fine. Design it with proper, and durability is the trick. Yeah. Well, I have made software before for companies, some that I work for, and the software has never had a problem with durability. I've had stuff that's been running for years, to my surprise, with no maintenance, still running. The great rarity interface absolutely sucks. Yeah, I mean it is what it is, but the AC have moved on, haven't they, with their new radios? That was so. Initially, I was just going to make it exactly the same thing, but mess around with the cat control. Then I thought, well, let's put an updated menu display system like an FT710 style. You know, the new style. Boards, not software. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is, if everyone went around saying, I can't make a circuit board because I'll have to get CE mark, I can't get CE mark, it costs a lot of money, that nobody would ever make anything, would they? You know, and it is a problem. And big companies, they've got the money to be able to do all that. So, but do you tell the young population, don't ever try and design a circuit board, because you'll waste all your time. I've spent 10 years on my project, and I've sold 2 units to where I work, and then I've not sold any more to anyone else. Not even probably tried. It's a niche marketplace, and you need marketing skills. And you especially need marketing skills if you're trying to break into a crowded marketplace. But I've never it's nice as a training thing to see if you can do it. And surprise, surprise, you can actually get somewhere with it. But it's one thing having a prototype, and one thing having something ready for the marketplace. So that's why I just give everything away. Just give it away. Give the software away. If you try and sell it, you get, just it's there as in the public. I'll make a release version. Use it or don't use it. I don't know. If someone wants to fork it and do some work on it and then push the fork back to the original, and I can look at it and go, look at the code, I like that, like the way it does that, and I can add it to the original, and that's it. That's the whole idea of GPL3, isn't it? So ideally we could get quite a few people working on it. The problem I got is I need to put my conception of it into work first. If you get too many early adopters, they all want to pull in different directions. Before you know it, your idea of this thing that looks like the original just goes out the window. Then you've just got some. Say if people start adding more rigs in it, different radios, loads of extra stuff. And before you know it, you've got that many features in it. Your feature creep just goes crazy. You've got that many features in it, and you've made it unusable. Like I was driving a hire van this week. My van broke down at work. I was driving a hire van. It's got all sorts of fancy gadgets. You wouldn't believe it. Your automatic lane. It drives for you basically. You let go of the wheel, so you drive then, and it says put your hand back on the wheel. Then it's got mirrors that detect people coming past and they light up. And you know something, I couldn't even get programmed my phone in. Programmed it in, it wouldn't even let me bring up a sat nav or anything. I got all these fancy features and I couldn't do a sat nav, and I couldn't put my phone into the system. I put the phone in and it says it was in, and then it wouldn't let me make a call, let me answer a call, and that's all it would do. And then driving along the motorway, the engine's got start stop enabled. I couldn't find a button to press it to make it stay on. Bumper to bumper, M6, start stop, start stop. I was just stopping for a second and the engine switched itself off. And I thought, this engine, after 3 years, it's going to be totally US. Start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. It's driving me up the wall. I've got to take it back tomorrow. I've had my works van fixed, so I've had my van back. So I'll take it, and if the guy says, how was it? I'm going to tell him the truth. So it was absolutely awful thing. Awful. Couldn't switch the big display off. Couldn't get no radio stations on. DAB wouldn't work. And all sorts of stuff. Rough ride. The van drives great. It's as tight as they come. It's brand new. It's probably only done 6,000 miles. It's a brilliant thing for driving. But what spoilt it, they'd lost the idea of satisfying the basic requirements. You know, I couldn't even do a sat nav, and I couldn't even, use my phone. So it doesn't matter. All the other fancy stuff in there doesn't matter. I couldn't even stop it from starting on the motorway. It must have started on a 20-mile stretch of non-stop start. It must have started about 200 times and on and off. It must have put that much wear into the starter motor and the electrics. I thought, imagine if I was the recipient of buying a used one. Imagine how worn out it would be after, So anyway, I'm not a fan. I like technology, but I like my own technology, and I don't like technology just all these fancy features. There's more things to go wrong with electronics. The more stuff you got, same as anything, the more stuff that's on there, the more stuff goes wrong. I tell customers sometimes, they say, I'm having a flashing light, I'm having this on, and I'm having this sensor. I tell them, I say, Yeah, it's more things to go wrong. That's what it is. More stuff to go wrong. And it's true. So not only the buttons. Sorry, I missed a bit. Not only that the buttons, it's so easy to overwrite a memory by one single button touch. Yeah. And I had a thought today when I was driving. We're putting VFO A and B in. I thought, why don't I do C and D as well? Go the extra mile, have 4 VFOs. Hope so. It would be nice to build a community around something like this. Yeah, well, I've set up a Facebook group all about this, so, and there's a few people joined it so far. That's why I wouldn't buy a new vehicle here. We have the same issue here in the US. It's the environmental controls, the driver distractions. Yeah, you're right. Pressing buttons, trying to get basic stuff to happen, like the sat nav and that. Well, you know, you shouldn't be doing it while you're driving. But what else are you going to do? You know what I mean? You can't pull over sometimes. Plus, OEMs build things these days to make money with subscriptions, dealer repair, and planned. Yeah, I wanted to put the sat nav on, and it wanted me to download an app for my phone first, just to put the sat nav on. But it knew where we was. It knows the speed. It knows where you're at a junction. It knows whether you're facing south, east, west, or wherever. It knows all that. Yeah, you can't just put your sat nav up. The world's gone crazy, you know, crazy. Anyway, brand breakage, yeah, so you have to buy a new one. Don't think you will be able to for VFOs, hardware limit with the radio. Yeah, but what it would be is it would be a software VFO, because I've got memory slots here, the unlimited amount of memory slots. The first 2 memory slots are VFO A and B. I could easily add as many VFOs. When I say VFOs, I mean basically swap VFO A and B, so you could swap them in and out. So you could maintain 3 or 4 frequencies of all different modes, power, wattage, you know, all over the band basically. But anyway, I have these ideas. 9 ideas out of 10 a day are crazy, but 1 is pretty good sometimes. Yeah, anyway, I think we better crack on with some code, but yeah, it's all good stuff. How long have we been going? 43 minutes. We haven't done any work yet. Right, let's do the digits, because I find myself with the radio, if I'm between bands or I can't get the thing back, I have to spin the radio or spin the dial here. So the idea is I want to go over the digit, I want to click it, and it'll change the background colour, enable it, and you just scroll up, and I'm scrolling now, but I'm scrolling up and down like that. But instead of me zooming it out, it would make the digit go up and down, and once you get back to 0, it goes back to 1. You know what I mean? If you get to 9, then 0. If I go up, go 8, 9, 0, 1, and then you go click whichever one you want, and just scroll up and down. Click there. Anyway, because these, I couldn't do that with the frequency because that's just text. But this one, now I've split it up into 7 segment displays. I can, and they're all based off 1 user control. So I've only got to make the change to 1 user control. Change the digits like we talked about. Yeah, that's it. So anyway, let's crack on with it then. So let's open up the program, and Visual Studio is going to ask me again, do I want to upgrade it? And I'm going to answer no, I don't. Here it is. Can't update every day I run it. Who's got time for that? Just because somebody made a tiny little change in a framework I'm not even using. I'm using old frameworks on purpose. Right, so So all I've got to do is go to the user control. So let's crack on with that. What is the audio like? I haven't had a look. I'm not even using. Yeah, it's okay. Let's find someone to listen to in the background. This is my FT891S I'm on at the minute. Right. So all I've got to do is go into the user controls, which are down here, and I've created one called frequency up down value. Now, where have I put that new one I've made? There it is. Frequency display. Let's just sort these out. So if I go onto this one, oh, that's the actual display. So I've made a user control from a user control. So I don't want that one because we only want to do it once to the digits. See. So we've got to find the underlying 7-segment display. What have I done with it? There it is. So we want this one. That's what we want, the 7-segment display. You can make this any size you want, you see. That's 160%, so that's 100%. So basically, when we're over it, if we click it, so we've got a canvas. So all we've got to do is to the canvas, do a mouse down on it, change the background to make it look like it's ready to be scrolled on. What I could just go, I could just hover over it and scroll. But then you got a chance you're trying to scroll something else and you're just moving your mouse. So we're going to click it and it'll be obvious that it's ready to be scrolled, and then you just scroll it. And you could probably, if you're worried about you haven't got a mouse with a scroll wheel, you can do probably up down arrows as well once you've highlighted it. That's the beauty about this. You can use the same keys for different things depending on whether it's highlighted or not. So this should be fairly easy. So what we'll do is we'll create a new event for this. So we need the canvas, so we need a mouse down. So if we do a mouse left button down, right, so to enable it. So we need a couple of events. You can have more than one event on the same thing. Did I welcome Chris in? Let me just see. I know we've been talking to him for hours. Who did I welcome in? Yeah, I did. Who else we got? Let's have a look. We got Andy. I welcome Andy. Did I welcome Andy? I don't think I did. Oh, I said hi. Yeah, hi. Okay, so that's all we've got by the looks of it at the minute. Yeah, no worries. Right, so I'm going to create a click event. So in order to do something with it, do I need to X name? No, I don't. I just need a left mouse button down click event to enable it. So I normally put a name on it. Right, let's give it an X name. Gonna have to give it an X name, so I'm gonna call this 7 segment. Is it 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 8? 4. How many segments has it got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I thought I saw 8 then, because it's got a dot as well, but anyway. So 7 segment. Oh god. 7 segment canvas. Always finish with what it is, so it's canvas. And I've got to put that in here because the event has to be tied to something. otherwise you don't know where the event's, what's it for. So this is what I do. I just go like this. 7 segment canvas, left mouse button down. Then you've got to go to definition. And it'll open a new function thing for it. So that's fine for now. So we also need a scroll wheel. Okay, now I've used a preview scroll wheel, so I don't know if I need a scroll. So mouse, leave mouse wheel. Let's just do a mouse wheel. Okay, so it's going to be the same idea again. 7 segment canvas, underscore, and then mouse wheel. We've already used the mouse wheel, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do stuff with it. So let's go for the mouse wheel event. Right, we've got 2 events that are going to happen when you use the mouse wheel. You can prove it. You can go console right line mouse wheel is scrolling over the 7 segments, can't spell, 7 segment display. Okay, then we're going to do another one here. Mouse left button was clicked. There we go. So you can test it out before you put any code in there. So, and we could run that now. You could run that. Let's build it, and that's as quick as it needs to be. So that will automatically update the frequency display and the main window item. You won't see any difference. Let's run it up and give it a go, make sure it's all working, there's no hidden problems. Right, so we've still got this there at the minute, let's get rid of that. Right, so what was I doing? Yeah, so if you look down here, I'll stop the send. So all I've got to do is I can click, there you go, mouse left button was clicked. Any one of these will do the same, look, because they're all the same thing, but it knows which one you're doing. And if I scroll wheel, hang on, that's, mouse wheel is scrolling over the 7. I spelt it wrong. Hang on, let's put a couple of clicks in and then scroll. Yeah, so I'm scrolling up and down with the mouse. So all we've got to do is highlight that. So what we need to do, once we click, we need to highlight it. So let's go back to, right, so when we've got to have a look at the background. So the background is that, so we could just simply change the background. Now the problem is I haven't got an X name for the background. Or we could, let's just give the canvas, the same canvas, a temporary colour. Background pink. Yeah. So that is in a crooked way, but does it matter? Maybe it doesn't matter. Either that, or we can give our window, let's give the window an X name. So if I, right, I think I have to give it a name and not an X name. So can we give it an X name? I'm pretty sure you can't. I'll try it. So we're going to call this, what should we call it? it can, because it's going to reproduce the segments. It doesn't matter if you give it the same name, because you have to designate which digit it's going to be. So we'll call it the. I should be able to just do background. So user control. This. Let's try it. Let's just try it with this. What's this? Okay. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go into the click event. So I'm going to try and do with it this. I don't think it'll do with this. This dot background might do equals new solid color brush. Solid color brush. Colors. What color? What do we do with it? It's greyed out, so I don't know. We could give it an effect. We could highlight the effect. We'll just change the colour for now. White. Can't go white. Let's say orange. We'll make it orange. Okay. I just thought about something you may have already accounted for this. Band plan to country. Yeah. I've got the RSGB band plan here. And what I wanted to do was put the references to the channel details, what they're for, what they've designated them as. So on the display, so when you go onto the frequency, it'll tell you what its primary use and what use it's for, what the bandwidth is, and stuff like that. So, and then you can you'll be able to designate if it's CW or something frequency, and if you send the program to look for a free channel, depends what mode you're in. If you're in CW. Carrier wave, you can make it go and look for a channel in that section, or if you're in FM, look in that section, SSB, look in that section. So without having to click, just does it for you basically. Yeah, it's different. There's different allocations. So what I'll do is make it you import it with an XML file, like a text document. You just if you get it into the right format, and I've already done XML files in my programming on other stuff, loading them and streaming them out as well. So you could load one in, just create in a text document, and you load it in. Just whether there's a service you could do it from as well, I don't know. But basically, you just translate that into easy text, and then because you've enabled the feature, it'll automatically load it, like, you know, each time. Once it's in there, it'll adhere to that, like. But there's so many ideas, like I use a settings database, well, a settings XML file on the local, and on the server I use a remote settings. So on my program I use I wrote it's called Event Horizon, and it does all that for you. So the local one tells the software where the remote database is, and then the remote XML software, setting software, tells it all the configuration stuff, all the site users that can be on it. So you apply your users over to there, and then you can log on. You know, you can log on if it's there. And it multi-user stuff, yeah. Also need to account for users who've modded their radios. Yeah. I mean, potentially the radio is a great scanner for all sorts of bands. Like 11 meters here doesn't require a license, but to use that band on a ham radio, the radio has to be modded. Yeah. It's a contentious subject, isn't it? Yeah. I like to be able to go and have a listen if I'm getting some interference. There's some strong stations on, and I'm pretty sure they're using amateur radio gear to talk on CB. I'm pretty sure, and I don't think they're too worried about what the watts are on. So that's just what I think. I don't know if it's true or not. I get wiped out sometimes. Only up on 28 megs, I'll get some weird stuff happening. And I just have a nip round and have a look, and you need quickly to find them and see if that's the cause of your interference, if you know what I mean. So I should imagine there are people who buy 891 just to go on CB, but I don't know. They're probably shortwave listeners on AM radio. Maybe they just abuse it, I don't know. Like my 81, I can try TX, or it's from 1.8 to 30. I can't remember if it will do 6 meters. I wouldn't try that mobile. Mine's Mars modded, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you could do digital restrictions management within the software, and if it's out of band, you could say, you know, rather than cut them off altogether, just limit the watts. But they could always override it with the radio anyway, you know. So, but your cat command could keep setting it back to low again. I don't know. It depends how far you want to go with it. Yeah. 95% us AM radios for CB. Oh, use AM radios for yeah. Well, there's just I listened to M0 DCX on a Monday night, and he's got some troll on he streams it live on YouTube, and like me now, and he's got a troll that goes on playing music when he's trying to do, you know, get a pile up, and he handles it well, but at some point it's going to, I don't know, give no credence to him, but you know, I don't know, but I suspect it's a disgruntled amateur radio guy. Very early on they were doing it, and I was listening, and it came on with his real voice, but I don't know if it's the same person. You never know if it's the same person. Hi Andy. Not really. There are a lot of export multi-band radios for folks used for CB due to higher power, but like me, I'm all Yaesu minis 20 radio. They won't work in 11 unless they are Mars modded. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I went off CB. I had CB back in 80s, very early 80s, 79, 80s, early 80s, and I went off it big style with the swearing and the stuff on it, and that's what made me go over to amateur radio, really. So like the hobby, I used to repair, you know, mess around with electronics, repairing them. So I like the hobby, but then I didn't want to listen to the swearing and all the abuse stuff on there, you know what I mean? Not really interested. They spoiled what is a good hobby. So I think they pushed a lot of people over to ham radio, you know. But if they're interested in radio, you know, it's just one of those things. And a lot of hams won't mod their radios for fear of violating a warranty. Yeah. 6 years old, right? Fair play. They went there from GMRS to ham. Yeah. It's a great thing. It's a great hobby. No matter what you're doing, but there's just a few. It only takes a handful of people to spoil it. That's the problem. It's not like it was. There's no real control. Like, you can't. If somebody's intent on disrupting, I don't know how they're going to find him. If it was VHF, UHF, you might stand a chance, but HF, how do you find someone? It's bouncing all over the place. They could be in a different country, you don't know. So, very difficult, I would have thought. They must have ways of doing it, but have they got the inclination to do it? I mean, even if you had 10 people to go out with all around the country and say, oh, he's over here, oh, he's over here, he's over here, or he's not here. I can't hear him here, but like, he's hitting me on a 30 plus, whatever it is, he's definitely here. So, and then if you find them, what are you going to do? You're going to break this stuff, probably. Smash this stuff up. Yeah. Bands are bands to me on differences that lives I need to have, yeah. Yeah, I reckon I should give 11 metres to the AM band, and yeah, mind you probably wouldn't want it. Yeah, it's a funny one. It is a funny one. It's a funny one. But potentially you could program channel numbers into the software, or band plan into the software, and you could have it coming up with that as well as the frequency. Anyway, we're going to try and change this to orange when we click. Let's see what it looks like. I'm going to have a drink of this. Oh, I forgot I've got a drink here. It's only shandy, but I don't really drink anyway. But I was in the 60s. First DX card ever made. Channel 31, 11 metres. A guy in southern England. Yeah, I'll never forget. I had a DV27 on the boot of my car when I was 18. And I was driving around, I spoke to someone in Italy, and I'll never forget, they were on a multi-mode 2. He goes, I got a Ham International multi-mode 2. I thought, that sounds great, fantastic. I think I was on a... Oh, shouldn't say that, should I? No. Let's say I was on something you shouldn't have been on. This was back in 1988, so... No. 1980... Don't know, 2. 83 probably. Forgive me. Yeah. Goes by 1115 on the band. Oh, I don't know. Right. Anyway, let's click. Where was I going to click? Round here. Oh, there you go. So it's not clicking. I know what I need to do. I need to make them hit test visible equals false, the actual stuff. So basically we need to toggle that on and off. I was running a Ranger 200 watt barefoot on an Antron 99. Yeah. You was running it, and now you've seen the lights, and you've now got a ham radio. Yeah. We all had mod radios in the 80s. I actually did some work back in the day. I had a major, what was it? 588 with a phase lock loop chip, PLL02A, never forget it. And I made a little interface to connect it to my printer port, similar to this really. A printer port of wasn't even a PC then, it was an Atari 65XE computer, and I came out that it wasn't the printer port even. Nah, it was the joystick ports, 2 joystick ports. And I programmed the set reset latches with the joystick port. And I wrote a little software front end, and you could basically cover about 500 channels, but the VFO, you had to adjust it. You couldn't do it in one go. You'd have to adjust. You couldn't tune to the whole 500 channels, basically. So anyway, that's some. But back in the day, the computer was noisy. It used to interfere with the radio. So that was no good either. Then I converted a T500, which is 2-channel, into like 500 or as many channels as you want. Directly took out the diode programming and put in some reset latches on a little board I made through a printer port back on a PC's printer port. So that what you had to do, you've got different programming on them for receive and transmit. So you'd have to program the receive, then latch them in, and then you'd have to switch the transmit, or the other way around. I can't remember now. Still got that software somewhere, believe it or not. An old PMR T500 taxi radio. 2970 will work from 12 to 10. Oh, I know nothing about that. Anyway, let's toggle this enable this button. So right, so let's have a boolean. Bool scroll wheel enabled. Right, scroll wheel enabled equals false. So what we're going to do, we're going to toggle. We're going to put this in here. So I'm going to do an if scrolled wheel enabled is equal to false, or we could do it another way. You can go, if you want to be fancy, you can do if not scroll wheel enabled, then we need to execute a block of code here. So we'll make it orange, but we need to set this flag to true because we've enabled the scroll wheel. Else, okay, I can't spell today. Right, so if it's not enabled, means it's enabled. If the else clause. Both the radios are on the shelf now, but I've still have them along with a couple of Connex radios. I've still got my Tate somewhere, T500. I pulled the ribbons out and put the diode programming back in, I think. But back in the day, in the early 90s, radios were still dear, so you used to buy an old PMR and convert it. We used to use them on packet radio, 2-channel radio, just packet radio, and then I converted it to go on other channels. But then the price of VHF, UHF radios came down, so there was no point in building the interface and developing the software, so that's where I left it. Yeah, I went straight Yaesu once I got my license. Yeah. I actually had an ICOM. I had an ICOM CB that was converted for 10 FM. I had it off me mate. I don't know where he got it from. He's not with us now, unfortunately. But I had it, and it was not sideband. It was just FM. It converted ICOM CB. Don't know what happened to it. I might have got rid of it. I might still have it somewhere. Both with channel kit to open them up. Yeah. Yeah, some crazy stuff. Right, so if we're going to turn off the... Now we're going to have to find out what the original code was. So we need to get that back again. So, can I... Right, so I need to create this... I need a brush converter. Brush converter. I can't remember how to use the brush converter now. Brush converter. Oh. I've got brush converters in this, so if I convert the hex value, standard values collection. Now I'm gonna have to involve. Can't open a book up quick enough, so we're gonna have to use one of these weird things. Right, C#. I've got to tell it what I'm using. Windows Presentation Foundation. Frame work 4.8. Solid color brush. Brush converter. Set color from hex value with opacity. See if it has a clue what I'm talking about. Yeah, so hex color. That's it. Solid color brush converter from hex color. I've got a function that does this somewhere. I just can't find it. So we'll do it all in line. If it'll let us. Oh, you got to create, yeah, solid color brush. That's it. Right, let's try and do it. So new solid color brush, or solid color brush. Right, it doesn't know what converter is. Why not? Media. We need media. We need media. We've got media. What's it talking about? Right. Why? Oh, I don't know. Hang on. Let's find out. Where's they gone? They've gone off the channel. Right, let's go on to 20 meters. That was 40 meters. So does not exist. Why? Converter does not exist. Whoops, my bad. Forgot to give you the right. My bad. Yeah, I knew what it was going to say. Using media, Windows media. System Windows media. Well, it's got it there, media. I've been running 12 meter set FT8 most of the day. Okay. These are AM, FM, but they can run from. Yeah. Tell you what used to be a good one back in the day. If you had enough money, I never had one. What was it called? Is it a Lincoln? Oh, High Gain 5. Sorry, High Gain 5 used to be a good one, didn't it? Nice radio. High Gain 5. So it's not finding my brush converter for some reason. Is that because it's supposed to be it? That's why. give me a typo, hasn't it? Right, so we want the colour. No, not from there. I want that colour into the converter. Right, it needs to be from a string. Right, so from string. An object that represents a convert non-static field. Oh. Okay, so we'll do the converter first. My brush. New solid colour brush. What on earth is all that noise? What do we need to go and have some cervezas? Need some cervezas. Ah, nice. Right, what's going on? What time is it? 20 past 10. Cannot be used like a method. Equals a new solid colour brush. System Windows media solid brush to media colour. Okay. Needs to be a brush converter, doesn't it? That's it. Brush converter. No. Hang on. We'll get there in a minute. That needs to be in a quote. Still no good. A reference is required for a non-static field. Okay. New solid colour brush. Put it in a brush converter and then close the bracket. No, doesn't like it.
Roger, Golfa 4, India Delta X-ray, 559, okay? Bye-bye, thank you, QSZ, Italy 4, Whiskey Alpha.
Yeah. Tell you what, I'll look at my other code. I've got some working code, so let's find it. I've done this so many times in the past. A NATO 2000. So me and Andy are not the only ones watching. Anyone else care to chat? They're shy, they don't like their watchers, they're shortwave listeners. They don't talk. Right, so I need to find somewhere where I use a solid colour brush. Okay, I'll just search for it, finding files. Brush. Actually, I don't need to do that. I've got functions that do all this. Right, miscellaneous functions. Console. Nope, not that one. Oh yeah, you tried. Yeah, I've got routines here somewhere for doing all sorts of stuff. I thought I had. Where's my brush converters? Where's my brush converters? I haven't seen them for so long.
The Florida, Mexico, Florida, Mexico. Please, the Florida, Mexico again.
Even play text synth, so you can turn text into speak it. Synthesizer speak. I got stuff for everything, apart from knowing where it is. Image brush, there we go. Source, image brush converter, there it is. This is the stuff, load a photo from an image. Right, that's an image. It's not quite what we're after. There's some colours. Yeah, from ARGB, that's it, that's what I was after. That's what we want. I think I've got something somewhere. Right, so we're gonna go. So we want to go like that. I'll go like that. So we want AA from ARGB. Byte. Hang on. Cut media color from A values. Values. No. RGB values. Floats from RGB. No, that's not quite the right one. I need the one from hex code. I want to convert it from a string. Italy for whiskey, America. Right, I can't seem to find it. Why not?
Roger, whiskey 6 Juliet Tango Bravo 59.
Ah, it's a shame, isn't it? UI.
Thank you. The Victor Echo, the Canadian. Victor Echo 9 Charlie Fox, thank you for 59 also. Kilo 2 Mike Whiskey, Kilo 2. K2 Mike Whiskey Charlie 59 also.
Right, okay. So we're not going to find it because it's too much to look through. So we're going to have to go back to this thing again. So
Delta November again, Delta November. Roger, Whiskey Papa 4, Tango November, 59. 73, thank you, QRZ, Italy 4, Whiskey America.
convert from a string, that's it. That's the one. Right, so convert from a string.
Julie Romeo 59. Charles 73 2 9 Hotel 5, please, 9 Hotel 5.
Right, what am I doing wrong here? Colour.
Thank you,
Colour converter. So there's a new solid colour brush.
Mike 7 Italy. Roger, Italy, Yankee 59. Bye-bye, thank you. QRZ.
Ambiguous reference.
Victor Radio X-ray 59.
Media color converter. Right.
Very good, 302. Bye-bye, 73 QRZ.
Media. Right, so media.
Kilo Bravo 4. Kilo Bravo 4, Delta 59.
I don't know what you just said. What did it just say? Drawing, colour and media. Right, okay. Right, so, okay, we're going to have to sell it. Drawing, we need drawing. I'll have to tell it where it's coming from then. Okay.
Only the QRP, read me 5x9, please, only the QRP.
No. Argument 1 cannot convert from
Sorry, there are two stations QRP, only the station
media
with
colour.
uniform in the code.
Right, let's try again. Let's put the colour in like that.
Again, ending in Guatemala, Mike 0, ending Guatemala.
Colour. Ambiguous.
Roger, QSL Mike 0, uniform November, Germany, 59 also 73. Another QRP, please.
Okay. Colour is ambiguous.
Mike 6, ending Golf Charlie, please, the first letter.
It's because we're using a drawing tool.
Roger, Mike 6, Alpha Golf Charlie,
Okay.
thank you, 73.
So we told it where it is. We want that one there. It's alright, we only want to go back to that colour, that's all it is.
I'm sorry, I have to go QRT.
Oh, it is that colour.
Strong sparks, very strong
No, it isn't.
electrical noise. Probably some thunderstorm is coming. I have to go QRT. Sorry, we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Alright, okay. So it's new solid colour brush colour. We're getting there. Oh. What am I doing? Going nuts. Right, so we don't need that anymore. There we go. We've got a conversion from a string of the same colour we started with and back to orange. So we should be able to then now do a toggle. Let's do a toggle because we get this scroll wheel errors. Brush is ambiguous between... What brush? Oh. Why has that suddenly become ambiguous? Oh, because we're using that now. Okay, so we're going to have to put the name of the colour in, which is media. Ambiguous. No. Oh. What is going on there? Make transparent. Off colour. Right, so we need to put that in there. And we need to go to make transparent. And see what happens when you want to put a colour. That's it, it's okay now. Right, let's just run it up and see what happens. I need to get it changing colour, then we can scroll the value. Then we've got to get it to take the value and update the display. So we click here and we click off it, that's it. And we've got to make sure the digits, because when I click on the background it's not doing it. I click on the digits. It's not clicking, is it? So I wonder why that is. Yeah, I'm having trouble clicking on. Oh, so something wrong with my logic. Something wrong with the logic. Right, if not scroll wheel enabled, the wrong way around. No, I just forgot to tell it. Scroll wheel enabled equals false. That's the only thing that was a problem. I think they've gone off again, haven't they? That's just with nothing to listen to.
Zulu X-ray 5-9. Thank you, QRZ. Mexico 0, India Juliet Kilowatt 5-9. Thank you, QRZ.
So yeah, I have to, if I click on the background, nothing happens. I click on the white, so that's weird, isn't it? Right, let's have a look why my click isn't working. Anyway, I need to go away for 2 seconds. Back in a minute.
Italy 3, Whiskey Alpha.
Oh, 73 Andy, if you're off, yeah, have a good one, mate. Unless someone else has gone.
Thank you, India 3, Whiskey Alpha.
Catch you on the next one, Andy. Right.
Charlie Bravo Oscar.
So, we've got to make... So, we're left mouse button down on the canvas.
No copy, sorry. Bravo Oscar again.
Which is left mouse button down?
Honolulu, Bravo,
Ah.
Oscar, what's your project?
So we need to move those
Juliet, Mexico 3.
to. Need to move those to
Hotel Bravo, Oscar,
here.
59, thank you. 73, QRZ.
No, we're not.
Whiskey, Juliet 4,
So it's
Bravo,
not.
59.
So it's not a canvas anymore. It's a user control.
Okay, Whiskey, Juliet 2, Bravo, 59, thank you.
User
QRZ.
control.
Charlie Tango, Juliet Victor Papa. Charlie Tango. Charlie Tango, Juliet Victor Papa. Juliet Victor Papa, okay. Charlie Tango 2, Juliet Victor Papa, 59, thank you. QRZ, India, India 3.
Same event.
Whiskey
So
Alpha.
it's the same arg. So right. So we'll just change that name
Okay.
for that one. Delete that one.
Mike 9, Papa Golf Golf, 59.
And we'll
Mike 9, Papa Golf Golf, 59. Thank you. Mike Whiskey 0. Mike Whiskey 0, November.
okay. Let's move it onto there.
Thank you, India 3.
So should just carry on.
Ending Juliet, ending Japan.
Oh, this background. Right. Not sure about that.
Oscar Whiskey Juliet, 59.
Let's try it again.
Thank you, India 3. Whiskey Alpha.
It's good thick audio.
Sierra Papa 9. Sierra Papa 9, Sierra Echo Kilo, 59. Thank you, India 3.
That's it. You can click anywhere now. You can click on the 7, in the middle of the 7, on the 8, anywhere you want.
Mike 0, Bravo Alpha Yankee, thank you, 59. QRZ.
So you could change the foreground colour to, well,
Again.
that's great. So we can choose what we want, but we should only be able to choose one at a time.
Bravo, 59.
Yeah, so
Okay, Delta Germany Bravo.
what we need to do is control
Delta
from,
Germany Bravo, 59.
we need to get its digit. So I need to scroll up and down now. So let's make the scroll do something. So it'll have a value, won't it? Some kind of value it'll have. Let's find out. Up here, it will have a digit. Hex digit property, hex digit. Dot off dot. So it's gonna be hex digit property. It's a hex digit. Get value so hex digit. So if we get the hex digit, yeah, so it's 8. So if we go down the list to the bottom, apply a hex digit, create digit hex digit. 7 6 apply a dot. Right, so you might need to create, before it was just a visual thing, now we need to get the number off it. So create a dot, right, so we need to do a scroll wheel. So we need to, when we're scrolling, we need to look at the delta. So we know how to do that from our other code we were using deltas. I got a cooked dinner for the family. We'll check if you're still through. Okay, Chris. No worries. Thanks for joining in. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good dinner. Make yourself some good dinner. Yeah. Thanks for joining in. I'm going to go for a bit longer and get this thing working so I can scroll the digit. and then I'll probably pack it up. How long have I been going? An hour and 45. So I'm going to go probably just for half an hour more or something like that. Have a good one, Chris and Andy. Catch you again. Thanks for joining in. Ta-ra, mate.
73, India 3, Whiskey Alpha.
So I'm trying to find a scroll wheel. Oh, is that one? Yeah. Mouse wheel. Double delta is E delta. So we want this bit here. That's what we want. Copy it over into here. Right. So we've got mouse scroll wheel direction. No, we don't need that. We just need to know what to do here. And here. So we're going to do hex digit equals right, it's plus equals plus and then hex digit minus. Okay, let's see if that'll work. Let's see if that'll actually make the scroll go up and down. Might do, it might not. Right, so I click on a digit, I'll go scroll up. Oh, there we go, look at that. It's hex digit. So what happens? It should error now. Yeah. I can actually go back and forth. Yeah, so that's pretty good so far. All I've got to do is put some constraints in. So if hex digit is less than 9, go up. Mike 9, Lima Alpha Whiskey, 59. Thank you, India 3, Whiskey Alpha. Italia United 0, Victor Kilo. Whiskey 4, Alpha Zulu, Florida, 59. I'll preserve hex digits and int. Thank you, India 3, Whiskey Alpha. Right, so if I do Victor Kilo. Less than 9, go up. So we want to go back to 0. So we need to go into there and put a little bit thing. If it's less than 9, go up. Else, if it's greater than 9, hex digit is equal to 0. Okay. So then we've got, let's put that in its own little box. Else if delta is less than, do this one. Minus, so if hex digit is greater than 0, then hex digit minus. Oh, we don't need all that stuff. So else hex digit equals 9.
54 Hotel Mike X-ray 509.
Yeah.
Thank you. India 3 Whiskey Alpha. Then Mike 1 Delta Papa Hotel 509.
That's weird, isn't it? Well, let me do a 9, but let me do a 0.
Today, Italy 3 Whiskey Alpha. Kilowatt 9 Echo 509.
Right, so it doesn't like that.
3 Whiskey Alpha.
Okay, so I've got to cast it into a
Any other state, please,
hex digit.
What's that? Italy 3 Whiskey America.
No, that's not what it is.
Sugar Mike 4 India Echo Delta 509.
Hex digits get value, yeah.
Ciao Matteo,
Ah.
grazie a te. India 3 Whiskey Alpha. Kilo Bravo 2 Sierra X-ray Tango 509.
Okay, so I don't need that.
India 3 Whiskey Alpha.
Or that. Or that.
Alpha 509 level.
Or that. Okay, so we've got safeguarding. So hopefully when you scroll up and down it'll just go back to from 9 to 0 and from 0 to 9. I was just going all at the top again. So click on there, go up, 0, 1, 2, I'm scrolling up, 9, I'm scrolling up, yeah, I'm scrolling down, hang on, scroll down, 1, 0, yeah, so it's all working. So that works like that, so I've got to have some way of turning it off. So I've got to get the digit. Okay, so we've got, so we can get the digit. Have we got a way of getting the digit? Yeah, we can set the digit. Public, yeah. Set value, get value.
Italy 3 Whiskey Alpha.
Apply a hex digit, create digit, hex digit.
United 3 Romeo Sierra 59. Thank you, India 3 Whiskey Alpha.
Okay, so that's okay. So we've got to work out now how we can do it from the frequency.
Victor Alpha.
So we need to bring up frequency.
Victor Alpha 2 November Florida.
Here's frequency. Let's go 200%.
Okay, Victor Alpha 2 November Florida kilowatt 59.
So each one of them is one of those from the 7 segments. A user control. And we've got digit 1, so we're going to have to do stuff in here about the frequency. So that in there must be some way of setting the frequency. Just directly like that, frequency. Create frequency, yeah. The frequency is a long, yeah. That's fine. So we can work with that. Now we need to create the digits. Right. Digits is digit 1. 7 segment display. Digit, hex digit. Right, so what I need now is a way to, yeah, just need a way to work on the frequency that it alters the frequency. So if I run it up now, it won't. If I run it up now, it won't change the frequency. So if I do that, I'm altering that. If if I go to 8, 7, and I go like this, it's just going to go back to what it was, see? Like if I set that for 4, I'll go like that, it's just going to go right, because it doesn't know anything's changed. So when the digits changed, it's got to update the frequency. So we've got to be able to read the digit. That's not so easy. We could work it out without AI.
Italy 3, Whiskey America. The Bravo Delta.
Oh dear. Ooh. Put too much lager in that shandy. Right, what am I doing now? How are we going to do this? So we've got the frequency, but we need to work back. So at the minute we're working from this way to the digit. We need to work from the digit back.
FT891S Italy 3, Whiskey Alpha.
Yeah, so we need to, yeah.
Again.
I'm just trying to work out the easier way of doing it.
The India, Florida, Lima.
So we need to we can get the value of the digit. Digit 1. So what is digit 1? Let's have a look. That's the X name for the 7 segment. You've got hex 1. Right, okay. Yeah, so we should be able to do, we need to create a function that reads the digit. Yeah. So where are we going to put it? We can put it anywhere. Create digits, we don't need to create them. Apply a digit on frequency change. So we need an on. Have we got an on digit change? On hex digit change, we got one. So it basically applies the hex digit. So we are changing it. So we should be able to get this to fire to do something else.
November 8, India,
right, so if I run that.
Italy 3, Whiskey Alpha. Again. Okay, the Japan Radio 1 only. Japan Radio 1, please, again.
No, it's obviously updated it too many times.
Okay, Japan Radio 1.
So it's applying the digit.
Florida, Italy, Sam,
Create the digit. So it's creating the hex digit over and over again, is it? I don't get that. Why? Yeah.
Kilo Papa 4, Papa Whiskey 59. Gracias, India 3, Whiskey Alpha.
So why does it think it's... because my loop is telling it to update the digit.
CQ20,
right, so... So basically just need to read the digit. So when we unclick the digit down here, right, we mouse wheeled it. What's going to unclick it though? So we're going to set the digit. We don't really want to unclick it, we just want to let it stop spinning it. So we go on here and I click it, and then after so many seconds it needs to, unless I just click off it. It's a bit of a weird way because I've got, oh, you can move away, that's it. Mouse move. So we move out of the range.
Thank you. India 3, whiskey Alpha.
Mouse enter, mouse exit, that's it. So let's do a mouse enter, mouse exit. Right, so we've got a mouse. Let's put these events somewhere underneath so we can see them. So we've got 2 mouse events. Now can we do a mouse enter, mouse leave? There we go. Mouse leave. We'll do it on mouse leaving. It's the same as unclicking it. That's what we'll do. Mouse leave, and it'll be called mouse leave. Go to the definition. So mouse leave, we shall do this bit here. Execute that function there. So that's it, that should do it. So if we click on it, it'll go orange and enable you to scroll. And then when I can scroll, and then when I leave, it just goes off. And I can still scroll. Oh, why is it still scrolling? Because I've not told it scroll wheel needs to be enabled. Right, so if scroll wheel enabled, do this. Only if it's enabled. So we're getting there. It's easy stuff really. This bit's easy. Now we've got to be able to read each digit and turn it back into a frequency. So I click on there, I scroll it to where I want, and I come away. I go over it, I don't click, I just scroll, nothing happens. So let's just assume we want to change a frequency. Right, I want 14252 500. So I go 1 4. Oh no, hang on. Sorry, 1 4 2 5. Oops, 5 2 500. That's it. And that, when you've come out, it has to change the frequency. Actually, each digit will change the frequency. But now if I move the wheel, it's going to show you the real frequency. Back to that again. So it hasn't done anything with it. So we've taken care of those 2 bits. We've got the left mouse button down. We don't need a double click off it anymore. We just need the left mouse button down. The mouse leave does the other bit. Right, so them bits, forget about those bits. So now we need to read the digit. So how do we know? Right, so when we mouse leave, we need to update the digit. It's actually updated, but the doesn't know about it. So how do we tell the frequency that something's happened? Probably need a dependency property. Now it may actually, we've got a dependency property on frequency change. So we've only got the frequency change property. Now how does it know when it's changed? Because that is the long frequency, so it is a long. On frequency changed. But how do we know when it's changed? Oh, it's when it's set. Get or set. So all we've got to do is, when we come out, tell its parent. Right, we need something to, I don't know how we're going to do that. We're going the wrong way up the tree, like we're going from child to parent, but we're working with parent ultimately. So it needs to send. So 7-segment display needs to send. Sorry. It needs to send something to. It doesn't know anything about the parent now. It knows only about itself. So I need to be notified if the property changes. So can I create a property change? Might be a job for AI, although I could probably do it myself. Right, I will ask it a question. The trouble is, the best example is the actual thing itself. Or should we try and muddle on and do it ourselves? So we can get the value. So we're in here. The frequency doesn't actually change, although it does. How are we changing it? Let's have a look. Apply the create the digits. New digits. Get the frequency. The digit is not equal to nothing. Leading is false. Digits I hex digit leading less than length. Hex digit 16. Right. Create digits long. So you can create digits. Can I get, actually I need to get the digits once they're created. Don't know how I'm going to do this. So I can write to the frequency and change the digits, but now I want to read back from the frequency. I can read the frequency, but does changing, hang on, tell you what, let's see if the frequency changes. Might just change anyway. So what I'm going to do is apply, every time it applies it, I'll do a console write frequency is now right line frequency. Oh, it wants to do it 2 string. Okay. Frequency. Right. Let's see if that does anything. Because it, yeah, might do, might not. Let's try. So we'll look down here. We'll turn off the cat command output. We'll change a digit. Mouse move it up. I'll come away. Now it's not knowing anything about us changing it. So what we need to do is on frequency changed. That's only if I change the frequency coming in. frequency property, name, type long, on frequency changed. So get value, set value. What's happened to the noise? Sporadic people. Right, so how am I going to do this? Apply the frequency. Right, so I'll tell you what we'll do. Copy that.
November 1, Golf November Foxtrot 59. Thank you. 73 is radio Whiskey 1 Fox radio Whiskey 1 Florida QRZ. W490 Zulu 59.
New subject.
Thank you and good luck. Radio Whiskey 1 Florida.
I have a digital display 7 segment display
that
user control C# Windows Presentation Foundation Framework 4.8 I grouped a few together to represent frequency. What is going on? Represent frequency. I set the frequency. Oh, I can't spell frequency. I set the frequency. I set the frequency. It changes the digits. I now have I now made the segment clickable and scroll wheel to raise and lower the digit value. I now want to Christ knows. What's I want to do? Make the change reflected in the multiple digit Here is the segment code. XAML. No, code behind. To make the individual digit changes bubble up and reflect accurately in your parent frequency control, the one grouping these segments together, you need to ensure two-way data flow. Right now your mouse wheel increments hex digit, but the parent control doesn't automatically know it changes unless you explicitly signal it. In WPF, the cleanest way to do this from inside a custom child control is to change your framework property metadata to bind two-way by default and explicitly update the binding expression when a manual internal modification occurs. Here is how you could achieve a step-by-step QRZ. By default, use one-way binding. You want to tell that the property is expected to update its source, the parent frequency variable, whenever the digit modification. Change your hex digit property registration to use framework property metadata options. Bind two-way by default. Right. Okay. How the hell did you do that?
73 radio whiskey 140 QRZ. Secure radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 CQ20.
Change your hex digit property to use framework. Force the bind to on mouse scroll.
Papa Yankee 2 Kilo Yankee 589.
Ensure parent XL uses two-way binding if not global.
Radio whiskey 140 QRZ. Secure radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 CQ20.
Right, this is awkward, isn't it?
Mach 0 Hotel United Echo 59. 73 good night. Radio Wheelie 140 QRZ.
Right, so hex digit property.
CQ20 radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140.
So we put this one here.
CQ20 radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140. Security whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 CQ40. Zulu 3 Victoria Hotel 509.
Force the bind to update on a mouse scroll.
Radio whiskey 140 QRZ. Security whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 QRZ. On 20 CQ20 radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 CQ20. CQWWA radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140. Holding 20 radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 on 20 meters.
It's got rid of the casting, hasn't it?
CQ20 radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140 CQ20. Holding CQ radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 140. CQ20 meter radio wheel 140 radio whiskey 140 CQ20. Holding 20 meters, CQ on 20, radio whiskey 140 radio whiskey 1 Florida.
Right, you're a bit repetitive, aren't you?
From November 2, Kilo Hotel, where speaking, go ahead now.
Okay, what's next? Even though we added the metadata flag itself, if your parent control groups these segments together using explicit binary, ensure it isn't strictly overriding the rule. Your parent container XAML wrappers. Okay, let's have a look. Local 7-segment display. Megahertz. wants to see this in it, I suppose. Select all, copy. What the hell's it done now? Oh god, what's it done?
It's got to be quite good. Anyway, so I will say enjoy the morning. It's just about morning now, I would imagine. Enjoy your morning and enjoy your Wednesday coming up. And hopefully we'll see you again. So, one time with Queen from November 2 Hotel 6392. Have fun, Don, and enjoy him radio. Bye-bye.
Okay. Right, we'll try it. Do you think it'll break it? Will it work? Will it work? Oh, it hasn't broken it yet. Oh. It's doing so, it's just changed, it's flicking it. Oh, it's reading it back, isn't it? Okay. It's no longer changing anything, is it? So it's broken somehow. Right. I'm gonna have to hide that. So if I go like that, so it's moving it, and I can change the display. I can click in and lower it. I can't do it while it's transmitting. So it's fighting with the UI when it reads the digit, because it's reading the frequency. So what I need to do is, while I'm selected, stop reading the frequency by doing that, and then come out, and then it goes straight back again, because it doesn't know to write the value. So from my main frequency, so I need to upload. Yeah, this frequency is not the one that's being set, it's a separate command. Works, but my main frequency variable is located external to the external. Oh, bind it. I've got to bind it to something. Okay. Bind it to something. So, current frequency. Connect your to an external variable like a property in your main window. You have two one data binding way recommended if your external variable is property inside a data context. Ideally implement notify property change. You can link them directly. Two-way binding. Option 1. Option 2. Co-behind easy co-behind way events. In your external variable is just a raw variable sitting inside your. Unless you can catch the changes via a traditional event routing. In your frequency, modify the control and add C# event routing. Use a expose an external hook. But yeah, that's right. That's complicated. So where is it? It's in cat control. Is it cat control? Right, it's there, I think. Radio state. Vibe coding now. It's too complicated for this time of night. Well, I'm going to carry on with this another day. So, have I broken it? Do I need to undo anything? Let's have a look. Let's see what we got so far. Getting tired now. Right, so we got that. Can't change it. It's fighting against it, but I'll still do that. I'll still do that. If we stop it, we can change it. Okay, we'll just keep what we got for now. How much of it has it changed? Okay, we'll keep that for now then. Right, I'm too tired to carry on, so frequency display. What I want to do though is stop that bit from showing. Collapsed, and these are too bright, they're annoying. Right, let's oops, what happened? Opacity 0.5. Don't want to see them particularly. That'll do. It's not much of a mess. A bit too far over. Let's go left. That's it. Right, let me just run it up. Why is it right at the top? I don't want it right at the top. Oh well, we'll sort that out after. Okay, that's going to be about it for tonight. I'm very tired, unfortunately. I've got to go to bed. So I'll talk to you all another day. 73, and good night. And have a good one. Bye for now.
Just find the right place in the program, make the appropriate change, and we'll run the whole thing again.
Speech is still very complicated. Music is simpler.
Is that a question?
Yes.
The question is futile.
My interpretation of the data leaves little room for error. The art of leadership is delegation. That information is not available. This constitutes all available data.
You know what they say. No good deed goes unpunished.